brand new web development series, which is known as Angular Beginner to Advanced. As I've always told, the fourth week of every month is for something which is always the icing on the cake. And as I always told, it is only HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js which is required to get a job. And everything else which I tell on my channel, it's something which are the additional skills. See, if Angular is sometimes it's you can seem that Angular is more superior than React and all, but it is the age of React. Means if there are 10 jobs in total front end developer jobs, and which are the jobs which are the highest in numbers, then 7 jobs are in React, 2 jobs are in Angular, 1 is in Vue. So what you will pick? You will pick definitely React, not Angular. But if you have Angular, you can get those 2 jobs also, because in some companies it happens that people they pick project from Angular also and React also. And Angular projects are a bit older projects, means which are Angular started in 2010. So those older projects are still going on. So in big companies, the project doesn't die so soon. It runs for 10, 20, 30 years like that. So those projects are still in Angular, and a lot of companies which have Angular resources uh, like Angular projects. Because the last project also which I did as an architect, means before becoming a full-time trainer, was in Angular only, because the company and was in the latest version of Angular, and we did a scratch development. But then also it was in the latest version of Angular, because the client liked Angular, because their earlier project was in Angular, so they liked the Angular, so they created it in Angular. But mostly it is done in enterprise level only. The startup and all those things, they will move for React, they will not do Angular. That's why I'm telling, in a 10, if there are 10 jobs, 7 jobs are in React, 2 in Angular, and 1 in Vue. So you pick your choice. Means React is the distant first, Angular is the distant second. It is like that. Okay, so anyways, we are going to start, because in a lot of service companies also there are a lot of old projects which are in Angular, like TCS, Infosys. They have a lot of projects in the service companies. Generally, the old projects they only take for maintenance and all those things. It is not like they're bad projects. They're very good projects. Okay, okay. And sometimes, as I've told, I did a scratch development project also in Angular, which was my last assignment before becoming a full-time trainer. Okay, so we'll get started. And AngularJS is different, which I want to tell before getting started. AngularJS is the older thing, which Angular is divided into two types: AngularJS and Angular. AngularJS is something below two, and above two it is two plus. Every year's Angular releases version, it is two plus is known as real Angular. AngularJS is sort of, it is the old Angular, which is one plus also known, and it is still there, because a lot of both of them are not compatible at all, and both of them are totally different. So that was one of the problem also which Angular faced. So right now uh, Angular is in its 12th iteration, so Angular 12 is going on, and every year it get increased. So it is like that. Only a small handful of things get added. So Angular 2 and Angular 12 might be almost similar, not that much. They always try to add some features in it. Okay, not they don't do those changes anymore. Like Angular 1 and Angular 2 are not compatible, so they don't do that. Okay, so let me share my screen now. And okay, so it's a bit cold. So what is this? So what I have done, so see what I have done, just created a folder and all, and npm install dash g at angular slash CLI. So I have installed Angular CLI globally, and it is required to create Angular project and all. Okay, so it is required. Let me increase the font size a bit. So it is like this line is required. So in React nowadays we don't have to do any install, but here we have to do this Angular CLI. So then we will create a new project. Okay, so we'll create a first app with after installing this. Again, npm is required. You can do ng new first app, that is no strict, because I'm not going to go much into what is the difference between Node.js and Angular. AngularJS is a front-end framework. Just it's a framework, not a library like that. It is used for front-end, just like in React. So there are there are two competitor of React, which is one is Angular and second is Vue. Two major competitor. Angular is backed by Google. It's a Google have created it, again open source, and React by Facebook, and Vue was mainly open source, but now mainly backed by Alibaba. Okay, so that is like that. And Node.js is a backend framework. Totally, it is opposite of what it is. It's not even a front end. Node.js main competitors are Java, then your Python, Django, Flask, all those things. So this is a backend. Okay, so totally different. Okay, so I'll do this to create an Angular. And Angular is 10 times tougher than React, and it is used 10 times lesser than React. So that's why I always say React. No. So I will do the routing as no. So no strict is that Angular mainly uses the TypeScript thing. Okay. So the TypeScript thing is a bit difficult to understand. Means it's not difficult to understand. It's a bit unnecessary thing, which I always think I don't like that much TypeScript. Means everything for var and all those things. You have to create something select type. So it adds a lot of complexity. And we're not doing routing right now. So when we do this command ng new, that's the no strict. I don't want it to TypeScript and all. Okay. So I'll do the no here or and here. Okay, css as css. I want to do the css only right now, so css I'll do, and it will install it. Okay, and it doesn't take much time. Okay, the react tags take much time. Okay, it doesn't take much time, so let us wait for that. And one more thing, let me tell in that time that see, Angular is a complete framework and react is a library. So in react is there are some positive and negative also regarding to that. So Angular, you will find everything within the framework only. You have to hardly do any npm installs or something like that, although you do, but not that much. Like the router is inbuilt, http client is inbuilt, all those things are inbuilt, but in react nothing is inbuilt. Everything you have to take it from an external library. So like npm installs and all those things you have to do in react, so which takes a lot, means which might be something extra, but that's make it simpler also, so that you have to learn small things. And if something is added in react, if something you want to add in a project, you just learn that thing. In angular you have to learn everything even if you don't use it, because that is the complete thing. In angular it is like that. Okay, so that is there. So again, attendance, let me tell it at the beginning only. Attendance will be as always. Attendance will be taken at the end. Attendance will be taken at the end. Okay, so it will be taken at the end. And again, for 5 days, if you do it all 5 days, I will give you participation certificate. And if you are belonging to some service company and all those things, angular is used a lot and it will help your career definitely. Okay, you can show that certificate. Okay, so this is done. Okay, successfully initialized gate and all those things, it is done. This that successfully did it. Yeah, it successfully did it. Okay, now it created my first app I have to do. Okay, first app I have to do, and I have to open it with code. I am opening it with my VS code, so I'm doing that. This is all the angular file. And how do we run the angular? We run the angular by something known as ng serve, not npm start, ng serve. We have to run it. It's telling me something. See, this is automatically giving me something. Angular language service. I don't know what it is. I don't use that much Angular. Only for teaching and all I do use, because some of the corporate clients whom I give my services, they ask for Angular also. They ask for both. They want their resources to be trained in both Angular and React, because they also don't know how kind of project they will get. They can get Angular, React, or anything. Okay, so that is like that. Okay. So, okay, so it is asking me something. Wow. Google policy, one more details. Would you like to share anonymous data? Angular team, okay. Now Google want this data also. Google want this data also. It's okay. If Google want it, they've created such a nice framework. It's okay to give. They have created such a nice YouTube thing. So I am happy to give them. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so it is compiled successfully, and it is at localhost 420. So it is different than yeah, VS Code. You can do anything. It is, as I've told, it is like React only. So I'm using VS Code only. So everything I use VS Code only because I don't do that much backend coding and all, and I don't do Java coding. Java coding requires a different thing, different IDE. These are all front end IDs, so it can be used in anything. Or regarding front end, backend is very heavy. Okay, especially Node also this can be used, but Java and all a different IDEs has been used. So this localhost 4200 is the terminal, is the thing in which the Angular app runs. So we'll open it, and this is what Angular looks like. Means everything. It is also a lot of junks comes in this also. All these things is written and all these things are there, documentation and all those things, most of the things we're going to remove anyways. Okay, so now let us understand the structure and all those things, means how Angular works and from where it runs. So those things are very important to know first, so let us do that. Okay. Okay. And one more thing I want to tell, okay, some people might be watching it on LinkedIn also. LinkedIn, a lot of people watch. Some people might be watching it on the Facebook also because it is going live on all, on Facebook, on Twitch, on LinkedIn, and definitely on YouTube. But YouTube is my main platform, so please do come on YouTube to see it. And because I will give the attendance sheet only on YouTube because from my streaming software also it doesn't go to much places, only maybe Twitch, and I hardly check Twitch. So please do see it on YouTube so that you can get the attendance sheet. Yeah. So that is there, and so this is the whole of the things, and a lot more things than the React app are being created. And how does it run? So again, it also runs in the SRC. If I go the SRC, if I go to the index.html, let me increase the font size a bit. I think this is no. Okay, this is enough. Okay, maybe a bit smaller. Okay, so this is from where it's also start from index.html just like React, but there is a app root is there. App root is there. So this app root is what get loaded when in this screen. In this screen is the app root which gets loaded, and then now where is this app root? Where is this app root? So this app root is if you go to this app, there is all these files like app.html and app.css. ts file is for testing, and all these files are there. So let me go to the ts file. Ts file stands for TypeScript. So Angular uses TypeScript, which is a superset of JavaScript. Okay, so that is another I find a drawback. Not a drawback, a lot of people say that TypeScript is superior, but additional learning, you have to learn a different thing. But TypeScript is, although it's a superset of JavaScript, it is almost similar, only for something, means some extra features are there, and extra things which needed to be done, means the as JavaScript is a loosely typed language, so you have to add something to it. Okay, so that's one of the thing I also don't like TypeScript for that reason also, means it's unnecessary things you need to add. Some people who are using in production apps, they like TypeScript. I don't like TypeScript for that reason. Okay, so that is there. So TS means TypeScript. It's not JavaScript, it's a superset of JavaScript. Okay, but it is everything is almost similar. Okay, so it starts with the app.component.ts file. I'll go to this app.component.ts file. This is how it looks like. Okay, so app.component.ts file, here it is written that selector is app root. So selector is this app root. Okay, selector is this app root. Maybe I have to increase the font size a bit because I'm not able to view it good on the mobile. So I always try to keep it good, font size big, so that mobile also can view. Okay, so that is done. So this app root is there. So this is the app root which has been shown here from the index. Okay, so the app root has been shown from here, and it has been written that it is taking the template URL from HTML and CSS. So these are the two things from which everything is coming. So this HTML is also there. Where is the HTML? So here is the HTML, and as you can see, this is a lot of HTML, a lot and lot of HTML, and because this is also a very big file, so this is all things generally as in a React project also we remove it. Here also we are going to remove it. Actually we are going to remove like this only. I'm going to remove everything I'm going to remove, and then I will add an input here. Input type, not checkbox, type equal to text I'll do, and ng model equal to name, and like this. So ng model is something which is very important. Okay, ng model is very important in Angular. It's a two-way binding, so that is some of the reason which why Angular is superior than React also. Means ng model, it's a two-way binding, so the from parent to child, child to parent, a lot of things, a lot of benefits are there in Angular. A lot of learnings are also there in Angular. So I'll do a p and I'll make it a name. We'll soon understand how why I did it. So it is giving me error for both of them because both of them are not there actually. Okay, so let me save it, and definitely it will give me error. This name is something. So this is my HTML file. So Angular have everything different: HTML, TS file, CSS file, everything is different. So that's one of the, and again another reason people like Angular, because in React, JavaScript, and the HTML file are mixed. Here it is not mixed. Okay, so this name I am showing here, name. Okay, so where is this name coming from? So name. So let me change this also. Instead of this as title, I will give it a name. So this name variable comes from here. So name I'll do, and then Nabindu. This was I'll do. Save it. Then also I'm getting some error. If I go here, I will get some error because it is not finding ng model. Okay, it is not finding ng model. Where is the ng model? The reason is that ng model we have to import it. Ng model by default it doesn't require, it is not there. So in this app.module.ts file, app.module.ts file, here I have to come, and then the I have import browser module. Here I have to import the something known as forms module. Okay, forms module, forms module. So forms module, Angular forms. So this thing I have to import, and okay, this forms module has been imported from here also. Let me remove this space. So this forms module is imported from here, and this have to import. Okay, so now if I see, this error have also gone, and this is been shown with Nabindu Vishwas. The name is Nabindu Vishwas name, and it's the input box. Ng model is there with the name. Ng model is name, and in a paragraph below, I am showing it with in double quotes. So it is like the React also we have that single quote to show something. So name is a variable which I have declared in the TS file, which is through ng model. It is actually connected. We'll learn more about it later on. Ng model. It is connected through this ng model, and it is showing in the paragraph as name. So this is there, and it is so, and it is two-way binded. Why? See, I will write my full name, Kumar Biswas. See, it is the moment I type it, it is doing there. So it is actually two-way binded. Okay, so this is what Angular is all about. So now we will add Bootstrap in our project so that we can have some nice styling, because we're not going to go through CSS. Okay. Actually, I have a mean stack project. I think on my channel you can go through it. Mean stack project I already have on my channel, so please go through it. So because this is not the first time I'm doing Angular, and I don't want to create any more mean stack project because my main thing is React only. But mean stack project is there on my channel as far as no. Okay, yeah, it is there. Angular. I will 1 sec. Yeah? Let me check also. I think mean stack project I have. Mean stack project I have. Yeah, this is the mean stack project. This is a very good project actually. And employee management system, mean stack project. Yeah, this is the mean stack project. And I paste it out. So this is a mean stack project which I have on my. You can watch it out. It's a good project. So complete mean stack is there. Okay, so that is there. And if in future also maybe I can create, but right now I'm too much occupied with React only. Okay, and okay, so that is there. So this is how it works. Okay, so now, what I was telling we are adding Bootstrap in our project. So Bootstrap in our project we are going to add. So I will add Bootstrap 3 in my project. So there are multiple ways to use Bootstrap. Okay, so I'll use one of the way. So npm I Bootstrap into 3. Okay, my Bootstrap into 3 I'll do. Okay, so that is done. Bootstrap has been added in the project. So that is how means here also we can do an npm I and all those things we can add. Okay. Okay, so Bootstrap 3 I've added. So now how to use this Bootstrap? Okay, to use this Bootstrap, what we need to do, we need to come to a file known as angular.json. I will come here. We will go a bit down, and this styles is there. So styles, I have to give the exact directory of Bootstrap. So what is the exact directory of Bootstrap? Let us see that in the node modules. Mm, mm, I might have something known as boot. Yeah, Bootstrap has been loaded. Bootstrap. So like this, I have to go dist css and anything I can give, but we should always give this bootstrap min.css. Okay, this thing we should give. Okay, so I'll come here and let me keep it open on the styles node module. So this is the way you use Bootstrap. There are other ways also, but this is the way which okay I will prefer. Bootstrap dist css bootstrap dot min dot css I will use, and I will save it. Let me close this node module. So it's a bit long, so I've closed it. And Bootstrap I have added in the project. Bootstrap I have added in the project. So now what I will do, I'll go to now let me run the ngserve again. Ngserve again. So I have not yet run ngserve. I have run. Everything should be well, because if everything is okay, it should be there. Okay. So yeah, it is working fine. It is working fine. So now what we are going to do, we are now going to means we just have an app.component. Okay, so we are going to create a new component. As Angular is also like like React is it's all component based. Okay, it's all everything is component based. So what we do, we create a new component. Again, the component let us create in the app. The app only, so app only is the main thing because app dot module is there. I'll create a new folder called as server. I'll create, and here I will create the files from I will from right now like this only. I'll next show a very good way to in Angular to create this thing. You should never create it with like this, like we do in React, by like creating like this, because Angular it's a very much better way than this. Okay, so I'll do server dot component dot html and server dot component dot ts. So these two are the important files, css and other thing I'm not getting right now. Okay, server dot component dot html I'll do. And okay, so first let us do this server dot component dot ts. And again, so first thing is that we have to import the Angular core. Okay, import. Again, you'll see that it also have this class thing. So class thing is going nowhere. I mean, it is also having this ES6 class, and it doesn't have some hooks and all this. So classes are always there in Angular. Okay, so they didn't change anything like this. Okay, so compo because there here it is not that life cycle method and all those things are not that much. It's totally different, and it is, if you see it, it is not, there's a lot of things to learn, but then it is okay. Component is there, and then I will have a selector. So this selector thing is very important. Okay, selector thing, whatever you do, it will be by that name. So I will do it selector as app server. You should always do it like this: app, whatever the name you give server, I have to that is the standard app dash server I have to give, and then I have to give the template URL, which is server.component.html. I don't know why it is giving me error. Okay, I have to export it also. Okay, dot server dot component dot html, which I have created, and then I have to do export plus server component. So export plus server component, it is not giving me error. So what is the, whatever is there, it should be like this. So server component, again some code is there, and h2, here I will just have a h2, and in this I'll write server component I'll write. So that is saved, and now how to show it? Again, to show it, we have to first see in Angular what happens if you add anything new, like later on we're going to add route and all those things. Like right now I have only component. So what I need to do, this component I have to add it in the always the app.module.ts, and that's the pain, and we'll get over that pain soon. So app.component.ts, I'm here. Here I have to add it. No, not this app.component.ts, app.module.ts. Sorry if I told that app.module.ts. Just like we added the form module, we have to add the server server component you have to add, which I have recently created. So server component in a declaration you have to add. I'll just save it, and so it, now the Angular knows that okay, this is there. Okay, so anyways it will should not give any error. Okay, it is okay. So this I have added. Now what? Now I want to show this server component somewhere. So this server component, again the app component is the main component from which everything starts and all. Okay, so this ng model and all I will remove right now, and I don't want this ng model right now, and instead of this I will make it h1. It's better to make it h1 directly. I'm showing the name, and here I will use that app server like this I have to use. So app component is the main component, first component, and then after that h1 name which been shown, which is like that's Nabindu Vishwas, and then this app server I am showing this component. So if I go back here, so see this Nabindu Vishwas, and this server component is been shown from here. This server component is been shown. So this is how it is done. Okay, so as I've told, this is not a good way to create a Angular component. There is a much better way to create an Angular component. What is that way? So here my everything is running, so I'll not do it here. I'll open Control J, and I will do a git bash. PowerShell is there, and then here I will use a command. So we have already included the CLI. I should be in the same thing, and I have the command ng, means generate g ng not means generate. Ng is the command, ng serve and all those things. G means generate, C means component. We always give this short form. We can give the long form also, but we generally give this short form only. Ng gc, and I will give, I only have to give servers. You're not audible. Why? Let me see. Am I not audible? No, I am audible. I'm completely audible. I saw on my YouTube also. I'm completely audible. Okay, so yeah, no issues are there. I'm completely audible. Maybe some issue from here, your side only. Okay, so what I was doing, okay, ngGC servers. Okay, ngGC servers I've done in the first app. I should be there in the first app. Okay, only in the first app, and here I'll do this, enter, and it will create 4 files for me. Okay, it will create those 4 files for me, including the folder it is creating. So see, inside this app, it has created this servers folder for me, and those 4 files which are required always: CSS, HTML, spec, TS file, all those things which you get. And on top of it, it did one more thing for us also. Okay, as I've told, we always have to add something to the app module, so it automatically added for me the servers component. It automatic, I didn't did it, it automatically added for it. So that's why you should always create it with ngGC command only, not manually, or else you have to do all those tasks yourself only. Okay, so those things that is done. So now what I want to do in this app component dot html, I want to show that okay, let me show one more thing. What is there in the servers.ts? Servers.ts is again showing all those things and all those things, initial and a server works something like that. It is showing, right? Those things are there. So now what I want to do, I want to do the from this app component, I want to show the app servers, not the server, servers and servers. uh, uh Again, let me confirm. Everyone else please confirm. Everyone else please confirm that whether I am audible or not. Okay, so might be. Okay, so this app servers I have done. So now what I want to do is app servers. If I go back here, it will do this servers work. I don't want this just the server work, but in the servers dot component, and in C, this in Angular you don't have to import or something like this. So you just give the selector and it will work. So what was our selector for our app server? It was like app. From now, from the servers, I'm going to the like this app server C control V, 2 times. I'll do it 2 times, and it will be server component. It will show 2 times server component. Okay, so now I want to tell 2 3 more things also. Okay, so in the servers, so see, I am having these 2 lines only in the server component.html file. Although what I'm going to show, it's you should not use this that much, but it is completely allowed. See, most of the time this html file will be quite huge, and sometimes it can be small. So right now it is very small. Okay, so now what I can do, I can, instead of using this like template url showing that html, I can directly come here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove it, and I will do a template, this backtick. Okay, backtick I will do, and inside this backtick I will directly use that. Okay, app server. Why it is giving me an error? Okay, 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 it is not template url, it is actually template. It is not template url, it is template. So now anyways it is not working, so let me save it. And if you go back, the thing is, and again in Angular also there is a hot reloading thing like React, so nothing to worry. Okay, one more thing is there, all of you have attended for a long time. Okay, that's good. Okay, please fill the attendance form. So please fill the attendance form to get your, to be eligible, but not just today, all 5 days you have to fill. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so now this is done. So this is another way, as I've told. So one more thing. Now what we'll go to style the project a bit. We are using Bootstrap, so we should definitely style the project a bit. So what I'm going to do? So see, in the app dot okay, so in the app dot component dot html file here, I don't want to show all these things, and I want to show this app servers in a much better way. So anyways, let me remove this thing. So div, this will work, container. Okay, so here we can use class, no class name or those things like that. This is Bootstrap. This div.container is Bootstrap. Okay, div.row, again a Bootstrap class I'm going to use, and div dot call access 12, again call access 12, and h1 dot alert xu css. Okay, and role equal to alert. So these are all Bootstrap thing I'm using, and here I am going to use the name. So I'm just giving a bit of styling, and h1 is done. Then I will have a div dot well, and here I will use the app servers. Servers I'll use, save it, okay. Go back. So everything is looking much more better in a bootstrappy thing, container center, well, and all those things. It is looking much more better. So, and what else? So this h1 is it is like it is taking this color and all, okay. So one more thing, that css file, we can use the css file. So this css file is empty, so we can again, the css been used, just like color maybe red, save it, okay. So color is red, okay. So we can change the css, works like normal only, okay. So nothing fancy here. So this is done. Just do a bit more, okay. Okay, so where is my app? Okay, servers, okay, servers, okay. So we'll understand this component selector, which is the app servers, which we are using in the single code like this. So this is way, and where is that? Okay, app servers, okay, where it is calling, the servers is there, and okay, I have to open this app component, because from here the servers is coming actually, okay. From here the servers is coming. So this is there, app servers is there, and the so there are 2 3 ways to do this thing, okay. So app servers have written, and it has been called like this, app servers, okay. So now there is another way also, okay. So I'm telling some more ways. So in Angular there are a lot of things to learn, okay. So another thing is that if instead of this I will make it an array like this, app servers, I'll make, okay. Now what will happen, I cannot use it like this, so it is also giving error here, because now what I have to do, I have to use a div here, div of app servers, div of app servers, and div, okay. So it is like this. So now I have to use it like this. So this is a boilerplate code, but this is like this, and now it is again working fine. So this is another way. And now we have another way, and which is actually much more useful than this way, which I have just shown. And instead of this, what I will do, I'll do a, but mostly we use the first way only, okay. So this is the only the additional thing which I'm telling. Dot app servers I will use. So now what will happen here, I will go and div, it will again, if I go back, it will not showing anything and all, because I have to now, it's, I can use a class name here, class equal to app servers. Now you have to use it like this, okay. Class equal to app servers. Now again, it is going to show. Now the benefit is that we can now style it also with this app servers and all this, okay. So now what we are going to understand, so we are going to understand data binding, okay. So we are going to understand data binding now. So if I come show an sample here, okay. So this is what we are going to learn, data binding. Data binding is very important. So this TypeScript code and HTML. So TypeScript code, the business logic is there, and from there the HTML is there. So there is string interpolation from, and there is property binding, event binding, and two-way binding. So we are going to learn all of these things, okay. So so there are a lot of ways actually, okay. So we'll learn about each one of them. So the first thing which you are going to learn is a string interpolation, which we have already seen earlier, that string interpolation is from the TypeScript code, and you can see this path also, TypeScript code to the template, okay. And we can use something like this from a TypeScript code, in some variable is declared, we can use it like this, okay. So let us move, and close this thing, and I will move to the server.ts file, and server.html, maybe server.th file I'll open. And here, let us first see that your string interpolation. Okay, so here in the server component, I'll make server id number equal to 21. And so see, this is again the some of the TypeScript thing I'm using. So no var or nothing to declare a variable. So that's why I don't like it that much. I'm telling that okay, server ID is there. It is of type number, so you have to give it like this. Okay, type number. So that's why this is the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript as it say. So you they are trying to emulate the higher order languages like Java and all this. So number I'm giving that it is a number, and then I can give like server status string equal to offline I'll do like offline I'll do. Okay, so now these two are there, number and string are there, and then I will have a function also, get status is like string and return this dot server status I'll do. So just again that this keyword and all are being used a lot. And again see this again see this thing. So here what I'm giving a function is there, but again the TypeScript thing is coming, and I have to tell that this is returning a string. This again I don't like these things. Okay, returning a string, that's why I hate TypeScript. Okay, so that is there, and this thing is there, and I have to go to the server component.ts. Now I will show this thing. So what is string interpolation? String interpolation means you can show the string, as simple as that. So the server component, I'll remove this thing. Let's show something nice here, and let's have it as a p tag. I don't want to have a very big h2 here. P tag, and here see string interpolation we can do it like this. So here I can give any variable also, or here I can give like this also, server, although it is not required to like it, server, but with id I could have written it like simple also, like, and then server id I'll do this server id is this variable server id. Okay, server id I'm showing, and is get status or what it is, yeah, get status. So I'm calling this function directly here, but one other thing to notice is that this function returns me a string, get server status, which is a string. Everything is a string, means anyways if even if you give a server id it will convert it to a string, although it's a number. Okay, I'll do this, and then I'll come here. Server with ID 21 is offline, ID 21 is offline. Okay, actually it is very small. It's better to show it as means it is not visible much better. It should be an H4 only. Yeah, H4 is much better. Okay, server with ID 21 is offline, server with ID 21 is offline. So this is known as string interpolation. So now we will learn about the property binding. So string interpolation is done. Now we'll learn about the property binding. Property binding is like again it is from the TypeScript code to the HTML code. Okay, so we'll learn about the property binding now. So now for the property binding we will go to the servers.component.html. Okay, and servers.component.ts I'll do all both of these things I'll do, and the HTML is there, HTML, which have got those two things. Okay, so now we are going to add a button also here, button, and it will be add server class equal to btn primary, btn and btn primary have been. Okay, so let me save it now. But we are adding this button here, and servers Okay, this will not even show because I have this thing. Okay, so let me comment it out because we don't want to do it like this. Okay, we want to have this template URL again. So template URL equal to servers.component.html. We have again put it back. Okay, so that we can see this button, nice button. We can see this add server button. Okay, so this add server button can be shown. So we have to go back here, and here what I'm going to do, I have to create a variable. So allow new server equal to false. So I'm not giving it as a boolean or something. Why? I can do it like this because I, when I was creating this first, I had given it dash dash no strip because I know don't like TypeScript that much. If you want, you can enable that. Then every time you have to give a type. Okay, so but if we don't have to give a var or something here, so that is in Angular. We don't have to give any var or let or const. We can directly give it like this. Okay, so that is there, and constructor is like same like React. It will run for the first time only. Ng on it. There is one additional thing. Ng on it. It is also similar to constructor, maybe more like a component did mount. Okay, so it is like that. So constructor is there. In the constructor, what I'm going to do, I'm constructor. I'm going to do a set timeout and set timeout this dot allow new server equal to true. So it is false initially. I make it true after 2 seconds. After 2 seconds I will make it true. So now I will go back to the servers dot component, and here, so property binding, as it is saying that we can bind some property here, like this. So what I am going to bind here, so there is a disabled property in HTML. So that disabled property I will bind equal to, directly I can check this thing. So this is a bit weird thing. Allow new server, I'll do allow new server. So what is this allow the same thing? So allow new server. So when it is not, allow new server, when it is not, then the disable should be, so when it is not means first it will be false, so it will be true. So disabled will be true, then it will change after 2 seconds. So this will become true, so this will become false, and disabled will be equal to false means it will show. So we'll soon see means what it will do. Okay, so that let me do this thing, and then after that I will add a bit of paragraph, and I will show what is the allow new server is. Allow new server I'm showing. Okay, and again another thing I want to show, that we can use this property binding in some other thing also, like I will say there is an inner text property in the HTML. So we are accessing the DOM and all directly also here, which seems to be very good, but actually because of this, React is much more faster than Angular. The tests are also out. The React is actually much more faster than Angular. Okay, so allow new server. So we here we are accessing directly DOM, but then also it is 100 times faster than a vanilla JavaScript app. So those things are minute, but anyways React is used most as I've always told. So inner text is also equal to allow new server, what I have done. So let us see, that means inner text will be shown if the allow new server is there. Okay, so now in the servers components everything will be uh, shown, means the dots will be connected. Let us see it soon, how the dots are connected. Server status equal to no server was created. Okay, no server was created. I will do this. Okay, so status no server was created. I will just a variable with a string like this. Okay, and I will have now here a function on create server, and in this I will do this dot server status server was created message will be printed. Okay, so this thing I am changing, and you might be seeing that always you have to use this to access it. So this is how, means this keyword is also used a lot here. Okay, so now back in our servers dot component, this let me do it, bring it in some different lines, so it will be much easier to see. Okay, it is much easier to see. Okay, then here I'll have the click handler equal to on create server. I'll call this function. So see, another thing, the click handler is like this, so you have to do it like this. The click handler in Angular is like this normal brackets, and then you have to do anything. Okay, and then p allow new server. Instead of allow new server, okay, why I was even doing this? Okay, I will do this server status. Direct server status I'll show. Okay, now let us go back here. See, if I click it, see, for some time it is disabled. See, again, see this, for some time it is disabled, and the again, see, sometimes it disabled, no servers created, and this is also showing as false. This is also showing as false. What is this? This is this allow new server status. So we can show it like this also. So this is a bit of weird kind of syntax, but we can show it in a text. Means allow new server means whatever was allow new server is true or false, so we can show it like this. Okay, so this true is coming from there. No server was created because server status right now is no server was created. Now the moment I click it, server was created, because the moment I click it, this click handler will run. This click handler will run, and it will show this thing, server was created. So this is our property binding also in action. So now we will do this event binding thing we are going to do. And as you saw, it is from template to the TypeScript. Template to the TypeScript, the event binding is there. Okay, so let's get started. So servers.component.html, again we are having this thing. Okay, and here I'm going to have a label, one of for label and server name, and input type text task equal to form control, and I can take input like this. So this all things you should know. Input I can take like this, and as you can see, this event binding is like the normal bracket. Okay, the input I can take like this. Okay, and equal to on update and dollar event. So in all those React and all, we have seen by e we can take that thing, but here we can take it through dollar event. Anyways, dot update we have not created yet. Okay, so that we have to create. So input I have taken like this, and then after that I will have this thing as server name. We are going to create this also. So again, this is giving error because it is not there yet. Okay, so let me save it. Anyways, it will give us. So servers component.ts file, I'll go, and here I'll come here and I'll give server. So this will be there in the GitHub. You do it from there, GitHub. Watch this and do it from GitHub. Okay, so this server name I have done. Server name is like this, is there, and string, and then watch this video and see. Anyways, the GitHub I am going to give. Okay, so on update is there, and I can have an event here. Event will just like that. Your in React also we have event. Okay, so event again. Let us use some TypeScript. Any I will do. Okay, that is okay. On even if I go back, you'll see that now those errors are gone because server name also I've done, and that on event update I'll do, and here I'll do this dot server name equal to event dot target dot value. Event dot target dot value. I'll do event dot target dot value. Save it. Now, so see this. I have connected this with the on update thing, and on update thing is whatever I'm typing it here. So input field, it is connected to the input. So whatever I will type it here, it will take it. Okay. So let me go here, and here I will type anything like sr1. It is showing this sr1. Okay. One more thing I don't like it here is this. Let me have a p here. It's much better to show it inside a p because it will have some space and all. Save it. See, now it is anyways. Okay. I'll give a sr1 and it will show the sr1 like this. Sr1, it will show it like this. So this is how the this thing we have also done. The event binding thing also, the event binding thing is also done. So now we have learned about property binding, we have learned about event binding. These two we have learned. Now these two can be combined and to form something known as two-way binding, which is one of the very powerful feature in angular. And you can see that the bracket is also like this, square bracket and normal bracket. Square bracket, and it is property binding has square bracket, and event binding has this normal bracket. So it contains both of them. Representing it's a combination property binding and event binding, and it is one of the very powerful concept in angular. Okay, so let us do that. And for seeing that concept, we are going to apply it here only. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually comment this out and then input type text class equal to form control, and here ng model I'll do ng model I'll do equal to server name. So directly I have do this and done this ng model equal to server name. Save it. Ng model equal to server name, and so here I'll come, and we don't require this update anymore, but let it be there. And but here on create server, this server, instead of server was created, let us add this thing. And again, one more thing is there in angular also. We have like a lot of es6 concept are there, means same es6 concept are there. We can use this template string here because it is also javascript only. Okay, server, let me give it dollar this dot server name created. The server, whatever I give, this is created, I have given. So first we'll have to come here, and no sir, anyways, if I refresh it, see after 2 seconds it will come. Okay, so then I'll do sr1, and then I'll click on this. So server sr1 created. That's what I have changed, nothing much. And in fact this thing will not be used anymore. So ng model is very powerful. See, we don't have to create some thing like this on update or something. I have directly done it, and we can directly use it. So that is the power of ng model. But it is, you have to import that forms module in that. Okay, so that is done. And think today we will end here only the 4 ways we have seen, and today we are going to end here. And we'll connect again tomorrow. Hope you liked it, and if you all you have fill that form. And also no, at actually I have to close before 10 because at 10 p.m. ist I take my boot camp for the people, means for working professional I take a boot camp from 10 to 11. So generally I finish before that only. So sometimes maybe another 15 minutes I can do, but anyways, I will complete the syllabus and some of the assignment I will going to give you. So if you like it, please give us a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel if you have not done yet. And from the next January 3rd, again the same cycle will start with anyways every Saturday I'm going to take the web development workshop, and after that, from Monday it will be the CSS beginners, then the JavaScript beginners, then React.js beginners, and next time, the fourth week I always do something new. So this time I'm doing Angular, previous time I have did Redux, next time I am planning to do Node.js, which is very important. So Node.js I'll do, and maybe the next month I don't know what I will do, maybe Vue or Next.js, anything I will do in the February month. Okay, so that is the complete plan. Okay, and with this I'll end today's session. Thank you.